Have you ever had an idea that was so clear it was like a 3D movie? Have you ever told a friend about the idea and they told you, wow, if you could only make that into a business, you would be rich? Sound familiar? Welcome to Knowledge to Currency. I'm your host, Senator Porter, with my co-host, Roosevelt Williams III, and we're here to help you take action. This is free information. We only ask one thing: build a strong foundation and mindset. We have insight to help you get started. Most of us just need a push. What's happening, everybody? Another episode of Knowledge to Currency. I'm Senator Porter, and I'm with
Roosevelt Williams III.
And we have Joe McClain Jr.
Yes, sir.
Welcome back to the show. This is a historical moment. He's a second-time member or guest of the community, so second time on the show, so welcome back.
Appreciate you. Thanks for the invite.
Hey, welcome. I mean, we love to have our people back. You got a lot of life-changing things that have happened in the last 6 months, I would say, right?
Yes, sir.
So you recently retired from the military, correct?
Done. Finito. October 31st, Halloween. What a day.
Congratulations.
Congratulations on that. And then you also got a new book coming out.
Yes, sir. Mentally Discharged. It drops Thursday night, 9 o'clock. Same time as when I'm be at the Black Panther shooting. My all white. Wakanda forever, baby.
Wakanda forever. So let's talk about, before when we talked about you writing books and obviously doing spoken word and different things you do, we kind of didn't have enough time to talk about the process of writing a book. Like some people that may want to get into that, what's some of the steps or some of the things they could do to kind of write a book? Right.
The biggest mistake that, when people ask me, like, how do I start the book? I was like, okay, if you got your general idea, because obviously our creation is going to come from some form of idea, just start putting it on paper or type it up on your computer, because you don't want to just sit there and think and procrastinate. I tell people, just write with your heart first.
Okay. That's
what you got editing for. Once you're done writing with your heart, you can go back and edit, add, subtract things, but just get to writing.
How do you know how long the book should be?
Well, most novels average 100,000 to 150,000 words. So if you're looking to write a full-blown novel, we got technology. You can count your words. Just click up at the top, format, word count. It'll tell you how much you're writing. So if you're looking for a full-blown novel, cool. If you want to do something a little shorter, short story, they'll usually go 40,000 to 50,000 words. So it all depends on what you want to do with your project.
And then, so you go through that process, you write it, you got a book that's ready to sell. How do you go to that next level of like getting it published and all that stuff?
It all depends. There are so many options out there now. Like you can self-publish through Amazon, through a lot of other companies online. Self-publishing, the pro to that is you see all the profits. So everything you sell, it goes to you. Nobody else gets a share of it. The con of that is, of course, you spending your own money. Yeah. You paying for the editing, you paying for the formatting of the book, the cover, the graphics, all that. As you go through a company, the company, they'll pretty much take care of everything. And then, once you start selling, you
recoup.
Yeah, you'll recoup, after they recoup their money for whatever they did, then you'll start seeing profits. So, like for me, Uprock Publications, when I went with Kawan in 2014, I didn't know nothing.
Okay.
And then throughout the process, he was showing me how to do everything. So now, with me and Uprock, it's just, hey, here's the book.
So you write it and give it to him, and he handles all the...
Well, no, I take care of everything now. In the beginning, he took care of everything. But Kawan wanted to show me so I could be like my own boss. So now it's just Uprock. Hey, we distributing. I do my own covers, my own editing, my own formatting. He showed me all these programs to use. So I'm highly blessed to have linked with him. So, that's the quicker way the money can go in my pocket.
Nice. So then he just handles distribution, but you handle all creative control, how to make the book. So then is it so similar to music? Mm-hmm. So you do like a tour of the book, like a book tour?
Nah, well, when I do my spoken word shows, I put that plug out in there because I love spoken word more than writing.
Sure.
So I put that plug like, hey, I got 10, now 11 books. Y'all go to my website, follow me on my IG, link to there, go buy some of the books. I shoot them to you. autograph, whatever. So that's how I usually do. Some shows, depending on where I'm at, I maybe bring about 50 copies, slang them out of there. I've sold out before,
Yeah, sell out on the spot. So then,
Wow.
so you're doing like hand-to-hand combat where you selling them hand-to-hand. You're doing digital online. You do audio too?
Nah, I haven't done. We done one audio book on Uprock. I haven't done one personally yet, but that is something I'm looking to do in the future.
Yeah, because you got the voice that, and you could put your own little spin on it with that too. So that'd be dope.
Yeah, but it's a long process. Like
Really?
the one we done, T-Wade, Montana.
Yeah.
Man, I remember Kawan was calling me because he did the majority of that work on the project. He would call me like, bro, I am tired. Like, because it go from reading the book, then you got to put in sound effects. You got to make people feel the story. So you just can't read the story to them. Like, if it say it's a car crash, then you got to put car crash sounds in there, and you have to make it flow, and you got to put it all together. So doing an audio book is just more than just reading the words. So
it's almost like a movie.
Kind of, yeah, just a movie with words.
You gonna write some movie scripts?
Nah, I stay in my lane.
Trying to
I do spoken word, write novels, movie scripts. I got a friend, Preston Clark. He's back in San Diego now, a great educator. We discussed that one time when I found out that one script page is 1 minute in a movie. I said, yeah, that's your world right there. Because
oh wow,
yeah. So if you got a 3-hour movie, that's 180 pages worth of script, and I'm like, nah, stay in my lane.
You got a question?
Yeah, actually, man, for everybody listening, give us a sample of your spoken word. Shall you bless us one time?
Bless you one time. Bless you one time. All right, let me see. The night before I had my heart attack, I remember it detail for detail. I was in the middle of the ocean playing bones. We were arguing over who had the better album that year. Life Jennings Change, A Love Hate by the Dream. Come Sunday morning, that dream had turned into a nightmare. My life had literally changed. My heart was jamming to its own tune while my body was off the dance floor, tired to carrying a load for 24 years I had no idea I was carrying. I remember seeing lights. I remember a few nights later, against doctor's orders, I left the ship. If I was gonna die, it wasn't gonna be on this still great thing, nah. I was gonna die on a mattress. 14 years later, they'll put an implant in my chest, making me the Black Tony Stark, an Avenger nonetheless, but I am Iron Man, and every day is a battle with death. Thanos as he looked to collect the last Infinity Stone, but I'm Captain America who played man, y'all got me messing up in here. See, I ain't in my mode right now.
Nah, but damn hard. I like that.
Joe, that's why they call you, man. That's why they say your whole name.
Right.
Salute to that.
Man,
that's
yeah.
beautiful,
That was
brother.
hard, right?
Yeah.
I was trying, it's hard when you ain't in that zone. I'm relaxed, but yeah, that was a little something. I won a slam with that piece, by the way, so.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
So what's that? That's an award?
No, well, you got poetry slams that happen all over. So, you got, you have your regional poetry slams. You just got your ones nightly, San Diego Slam does that some nights, they'll do a slam here. Hey, maybe throw $500,000. Then you got the Grand Slam. Everybody knows out here.
$500,000?
No, not 500,000. Like 500,000.
I was gonna give you a poem right now.
Bruh,
Spoken word, man.
Bruh. If I can get half a meal, bro, look here, I'm locking myself in the house and I'm practicing for 3-4 months straight. Half a meal, ain't nobody gonna beat me.
Yes, sir.
But nah, it just a lot of slams are for fun, some are for money. San Diego Slam out here in North Park every second Monday. Ran by Rudy Francisco, aka the Mike Jordan of poetry.
Sure.
So yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, I'm familiar with old Rudy.
Oh, you know Rudy?
Yeah, I know Preston.
Whoa.
They steal some of my bars.
Yeah.
Ask him. I'm serious, man. Check this out right here. I wrote your name in the sky, and the wind came and blew it away. I wrote your name in the sand. The waves came and washed it away. I told my wife I wrote it down in my heart. And that's where to stay. Hey, I spit prison bars, you know what I mean? So I know Rudy Francisco and Preston Clark very well, and they're good people. We're probably going to have them on the show.
All right,
but it's an
shout out
honor.
to
But when I hear about your name, Mr. McClain, they say your whole name, and they also speak really highly about you. So I'm just impressed and honored to have you in the studio, my man, and to get those bars live and direct. You got to read some of your books one time, man, and
No
I need a
doubt.
signed copy of that, brother.
No doubt, I got you, man.
That's our blessings.
Sorry I messed that up, man. Like I said, I ain't.
Who messed it up?
We didn't know.
My piece.
We didn't know you messed up nothing. It sounded fire.
Yeah,
it's good.
beautiful.
But see, I know I messed up.
Well,
And in my head, I'm cussing at myself.
Nah, no reason, bro.
So what's next for you, big boss? I know you got the book coming out. How could we help? Where's the launch party? Where's the signing? Where's the signing party?
So
at?
I'm releasing is go to my website joemacspeaks.com. Like I said, Thursday night at 9:00. I'm dropping it on there. I'll be at Black Panther that night, so I'm probably gonna get home to
in all white.
Yep, in all white. So I'm probably gonna get home to a lot of orders. Got that. I got a show in Phoenix, November 20th, Home Base Poetry. I'll be the feature down there, and I'm following behind Ed Mabry. Ed Mabry was Michael Jordan retired before Rudy became Michael Jordan. So it's like
right?
that's some big shoes to fill right there. So I got that coming up. Next month, traveling out the country, relax a little bit, little retirement trip, and we're just going to keep it moving from there.
Hey, you say he's going to go to Africa.
Mm-hmm.
Let's hear about that, brother. The Africa trip.
Yeah, what part of Africa do you want to go to?
Yeah, I'm going to Morocco and Tunisia.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
And what made you choose those two places?
So my sister, my Navy sister, I met her through the Navy, obviously. She stays out in Tunisia, and I was trying to figure out, where to go for my retirement trip. So my first obvious choice, I said, I'm going to Aruba or Belize,
Okay. Yeah.
And she called me. She was like, why don't you mob about here? I'm in the motherland.
Beautiful.
You come over here with some of your peoples. And I said, wait, Aruba, Belize? Yeah, let's go to the motherland. And so I was like, okay.
Yeah.
But spend a week out there. And the good thing is, I fly into Morocco. I got a whole day out there before I fly to Tunisia for a week. And then coming on the way back, I get in Tunisia early afternoon, so give me a hotel out there. Now I can enjoy the nightlife.
Okay.
Then, in the morning I just fly back. So yeah, 2 spots. It's gonna be lovely.
You never been there to either before?
I never been to either one. I've been to Seychelles, but neither one of those countries.
Okay, and then you been doing any research on it that something that someone may want to know or something that some people want to see?
I asked my sister. She said Tunisia is, much like us. They listen to the same music. They're a little bit loose. I said, okay, cool. So, just want to make sure, I can get there and fit in, don't want to look like I'm the one standing out. So she said everything normal. She said they love to cook over there. So I said, you know what? I love to eat. So,
right. Right.
Let's go.
So you ready to do it?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm ready to have some fun, man.
Yeah, I want to, if I may, where do you find your inspiration? Where do you find inspiration for your, for your art? You sit by the bonfire, you be on the water. How do you find inspiration? Do you walk in the park barefoot? Where you get your inspiration at?
Nah, just life in general. Some of the things I've been through, mental health battles from being in the military. Heart attacks, losing family members, just being black. Period. With all the stuff we go through as black men, just black people in general. That's enough right there to write 500-600 poems. So, being a poet, motivation comes from anywhere. I could walk through Balboa Park right now if I see something like, you know what, I'm going to write a piece about a flower, but I'm going to flip it and make it a black power piece. So, it's a lot of different ways you can go about with the art form.
Beautiful. When did you first tune in that you had that talent? When did you first notice that, you know what, I'm a wordsmith?
I told them this last time. Miss Brenda Joshua, East Chicago Central High School, made me write. Didn't want to do it. And then I started loving writing. And then when we did poetry, just like I told you last time, she said, put your poems in the paper. I said, nah, you ain't gonna give me roses. She said, look, women like words. You put your poems in the paper, you might get girls. 2 + 2 is 4 and fat meat is greasy. Hey, let's go. I'm trying to get numbers. And like I told him, I realized all these years later, she didn't care about them women. She just wanted to give me some motivation to write. What better way to tell a 16, 17-year-old kid, hey, you can get some girls, you write some good poetry. Oh, let's go. Roses are red, violets are blue. Give me your number right now. I'll be over there too. We all good.
Right.
Shout out to Miss Joshua, black educators. I love her.
That's powerful stuff.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And he's on his 11th book now.
11th book, right. Beautiful.
We'll give you the idea for this particular subject in the book and talk about a little bit of the book.
So mentally discharged, like I said, it deals with a lot of mental health battles that I went through in the military, from an attempted suicide after my heart attack to suicide, of a close friend.
Wow.
Just a lot of stuff we dealt with while in the military, because I used to have a stigma about going to therapy, and now I've been in therapy 7-8 years, and it's a beautiful thing for me. So I just wanted to expose what a lot of us go through in the military, because a lot of people just think it's war. It's war. You go through war, it's PTSD. Now, it's so much more stuff we got to go through. You got to think about it. 2017, I was on the ocean. I remember the homeboy walked in. He said, man, Trump finna win. And you could just see the depression on our face because we knew what was coming. Then you got to be in the military with George Floyd. And it's like, yeah, I'm active duty, but I'm black all the time. So it's like, now you got to navigate your feelings around all these other folks who just may not get it. And then I found myself working for what they call Task Force 1 to combat racism, sexism, and all that. Man, I got called N-bombs over the internet. I had 2 pieces go viral. I took shots at the Master Chief Petty Officer of the Navy. I was going in. I put my career on the line. And, you know, I mean, I owed it to everybody who came behind me to make it better. You know, a lot of change has been made. You know, I'm glad they've been made. But, you know, it's still a long way to go, because being black and serving, that's, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so I guess my generation, so my cousins and stuff like that did not serve, but then uncles, older cousins all served, and they basically said we served so you didn't have to serve. So we were kind of fortunate in that way. So I get what you're saying for sure. Because I think like James Brown, he would fly to perform for people all that time with his own money, get his own plane. I think one of the time a plane almost went down that he was in.
Yeah.
And one time he went to perform, and they used to have it segregated, blacks on one side and whites. And then they said that the blacks can't watch him perform.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, then I won't perform at all.
Exactly.
So then he made them actually come in and let him perform in front of him. So that's powerful stuff. And a lot of people don't realize that part about the military, that you'll go serve and then people will still treat you worse than like what gum on your shoe, you know?
Yeah, you come back home and it's back to the same old thing.
Right. Which is crazy. And you was like a military hero, or you still are. Like, even if you didn't go through combat, you still are serving the country, you know?
Yeah, I understand. Like, I just don't try to look at myself as a hero or better than anybody else, because I know what goes on in their organization.
Sure.
And if all the people really knew the ins and outs, they wouldn't be saying, no, thank you for your service. Oh, you're so brave and everything. Did y'all see what happened with Vanessa Guillen, how they covered up her murder? I was what they called a duty armorer, sir. You know, I ran the armory. There's no way you can murder somebody in the armory and not get caught. It was 3 cameras. It was 3 cameras before I even went in my last armory. So It's like, how do you not see something? How you clean up all the blood between all the weapons and off the wall? So, you know, a lot of that cover up, you know, a lot of sexism, racism, all that, man. I've seen it all. So, like I said, people would not be saying thank you for your service if they knew some of the people who were serving in the military, because there's some scumbags in there too.
So then for your mental health stuff, do you do it with your own doctor? Do you use military therapist, or how did you decide on who to use?
I went with my own. The first time I started therapy, it was, you know, before I got married. Wendy Whitmore, shout out Wendy. And I hated it, because I was like, why am I paying somebody to listen to my problems? Yeah. But the more I went to it, the more I enjoyed it.
Okay.
And then me and Wendy, we still talking everything. And then I went to my other therapist, Nancy, you know, 2 black women, by the way, because I'm not telling my problems to anybody who ain't black. And, you know, it's a beautiful thing. Like, and it's crazy when you go to therapy, like, we got in such a zone. I go there for an appointment, and the first 15 minutes, we might be, hey, man, what you cook for dinner this week? You know, how your son and everything. Then we like, oh, man, hold on, we got a therapy appointment. Right. So, you know, you just have to vibe back into that zone. So, yeah, therapy, yeah, it's beautiful, man. That's my getaway right there.
How often do you have to do it? Once a month, or?
Well, I do it every 2 weeks.
Okay.
You know, sometimes in person, sometimes we do it on the Zoom, you know, depending on their schedule. Because, you know, like I said, they got a life too, kids, grandkids, all that stuff. So, yeah.
How are you enjoying, I guess we're post-COVID now. COVID is over with. I don't even know what to think about. Is it done now, or what? Like, for your tour and everything is opening up?
Everything is open.
Okay.
So everything is open
you
around
enjoying
here.
yourself?
I was enjoying myself during COVID because I was like, man, not knocking it, not negating it, not making it less of what it was, but it was like, we got. If you want to worry about the flu, if you want to worry about this other cold, this other virus and everything, you flipping out over this. Like, bro, like, take care of yourself, eat healthy. You know, if you're going to get sick, you're going to get sick.
Talk to him, Joe.
That's how I felt.
Right.
You know, I was going to Vegas, getting suites for like $15 because ain't nobody in the hotel room. That was Newport Beach, the one that cost $700-800 a night. That was like $150 for a night. Well, yeah, let me get 3-4 nights up here. You know,
so you was just traveling around.
I was just traveling around.
Enjoying the no traffic.
Traveling around, work out, eat right, 90% of the time. So, you know, it was like, I was good.
Yeah, I mean, fortunate for me, I haven't got COVID.
Me neither.
I definitely think you got to take care of yourself regardless, and a lot of people don't. So I think that part of COVID with the lockdowns and stuff, it gave me time to work on myself. And what I started to see is a lot of people don't know how to do that or don't want to do that. And those are the people that I feel like we're suffering. And unfortunately, there's a lot of kids and you know, people looking at their situation like, man, look at my life, like what's going on? You know, and you gotta turn it around. Every day is a step to make it better, no matter how bad it is.
Exactly.
So that's interesting. What was your?
Nah, man. How many books did you write during COVID? How was that process? Just you know, taking that time to decompress and.
COVID, I wrote Confessions of a Black Caucasian during COVID.
Man, what are some of the names of your books, brother? It's so profound. You coming with it?
I'm about to name all of them.
Please.
The Writer's Block. I got Bandages. I got Sleeping with the Lights On. I got A Black Man Has 9 Lives. I got Peers. That's the self-help book. I got Bandages 2. Then we go into Plantation Chains. Then Broken Locks, The Square Root of Truth. And then it's the latest one, Confessions of a Black Caucasian, and Mentally Discharged, which comes out Thursday.
Right. I've heard of that one, Confessions of a Black Caucasian. I heard that one. Good stuff, brother. My bad, I didn't mean to stop you, but I was inspired because, you know, you coming with it. You know, high caliber.
Always, man.
Yes,
Come on now.
Yeah.
Knowledge to currency.
Knowledge currency. Go ahead, Joe. What do you know? I'm starting dropping some bars, man.
Do your thing, man.
Go ahead, brother. No, please go ahead. But share about your story. I didn't mean to stop you. You were sharing, you know, with the how many books you wrote through COVID. You were saying.
Oh yeah, cause so I wrote Confessions of a Black Caucasian, and I remember before COVID, that was the first time I went down to Tulsa to perform. It was down on Black Wall Street, and then I soaked it in. I got to talk to one of the survivors, who I believe she's not here anymore because there's 3 left. She died. Not too long afterwards. And I had talked to another survivor for over an hour from the second Black Wall Street, which I didn't even know existed. So, you know, from there, and then I went to visit my peoples in Wyoming. And, you know, we went to a Native American graveyard, and they was just showing me a whole bunch of other stuff. Like, my homeboy wife is from the Arapaho tribe. And, you know, everything derived from Africa, everybody African descent. So I learned so much. I'm up there seeing orbs and, you know, I'm like, these people living off the land, and like I just combined those 2 stories into one, you know, just one big racial tale that just told so much. That's what Confessions of a Black Caucasian came from. In Tulsa, that's my heart. I tattooed it on my whole back. I got Black Wall Street on my whole back. So that's how much of an impact it had on me. And I was down there for the 100-year commemoration of the Black Wall Street Massacre. With Tim Reed, the father from Sister, Clifton Tolbert. So it was a great experience. Much love to Tulsa. Tulsa got a place in my heart like San Diego because they look out for me, you know, and they elevated my mind on like another level.
And
big love, Tulsa.
That's amazing. So all the places you've been in the world, that place had that much of an impact on you.
Yeah.
And folks don't even talk about Tulsa, really.
Yeah, and it's crazy because they just started, I believe, last year. They passed a law to teach about the massacre in the schools.
Right.
So it took over 100 years just to pass a law to say, hey, we need to teach about this. That's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, with history, what I'm starting to understand, if you think about the school system, they got to kind of teach people to follow the program, follow in line. So if you start to teach true history, there's going to be an uproar. There's going to be people upset, like, hey, you did this to my ancestors, you did this to my people, and then I got to sit next to this guy, or this girl, or whoever. So I get why they did it that way, but it doesn't make it right.
Yeah, you're right, because they want to tell his story,
right?
Not history.
Exactly, so. Which is unfortunate. But that's why you got to stay educating yourself and your family and your kids and stuff like that to say, yeah, I mean, that's part of the story, but read this. Look up this. Like, don't just see what the first paragraph. Like, even with social media, that's the danger of it is people will hear a little snippet of something and just run with that and not get the whole picture or do the research yourself, or that you reposting a lie. Like
yeah, and I just want to just echo, free thinkers, critical thinkers, poets, individuals that are thought provokers, being in tune.
Yeah,
I mean, that's being as old as I am now. I guess you could call me an old head, right? But,
nah, you know
dinosaur, man.
Them gray hairs is wisdom, brother. No, I got a few in my thing too.
I'm not afraid of it, but as I talk to the younger generation about just even hip hop, rap music.
Oh man,
you listen to certain things now.
Yeah,
I'll give it a listen. But if you're not talking about nothing, or you're only just talking about killing and drugs and all, I'm not trying to listen to that. Like, I want something else, because when I was coming up, even NWA elevated you. Yeah. They talked about what was going on because it was happening. And that way you were like, dang, that happened in LA. And I would go look the stuff up, like look up stories. So there should be, whatever you're creating should try to elevate people on some level. If it's a YouTube, podcast, books, spoken word. If you work somewhere, you should be elevating people.
Yeah.
And when we get back to that, that's how we can start to really make true impact and continue to bring that generation. Don't hold all the gems and then don't give it to the people coming up behind you. Like, that's a hater. Don't be a hater.
Exactly. Too many of them running around right now.
Yeah, that's the worst.
And that's why I can appreciate you, Joe, because the more you know, the more you owe. You being in the service, traveling, having these, different experiences and be able to share. So I can appreciate that perspective.
Yeah, he's free. He's got his papers now. Now he can just write and work on his next challenge.
Absolutely.
What's one of the things you want to do besides the writing and the spoken word?
Man, just speak on mental health and
that's dope.
Uplift mental health, inspire folks. Like because I know people look at me, they was like, man, he got tatted. I'm walking down the street, you just look at me, you don't know me, man. He tatted up there. I know he up to no good. He's like, you write books, you do poetry, you retire from the military. Yeah, don't let this outer exterior fool you now. Yeah. We educated over here, so.
The exterior is, because that's the trick, right? You see the person that is dressed a certain way, they might be broke. They got the Louis Vuitton on and the watch and the car.
Spent their whole check on that one fit.
And then they need money for gas.
Exactly.
You can't get around. Then you making fun of the dude in the little car, but his bills is paid. He might have a bunch of rental property, all kind of, so.
Yeah, man, looks is deceiving. You know what I mean? Sugar look like salt. You know what I'm saying? So you really gotta dive in, take listening, take that listening approach. And that's really the art of communication is listening. Listening to understand instead of speaking to be understood.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I can appreciate the artwork, man. Before we go, because we're down to like our last minute or so, but I know we're with you, man. Give us some more of them bars, man. Wherever you feel comfortable. We appreciate that.
Man, that was
big love.
I'm like, that's probably the last clean one I had.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because usually I get dusty with it, but I just say this: Idaho Falls shocked me. It was more melanin up there than I expected.
Okay.
Shout out to all the beautiful black women everywhere, and especially up there, because you go to Idaho, you don't expect to see your kind, but as soon as I got up there, I was like, oh, wait a minute.
See some big old potatoes?
Yeah, they had some potatoes on them now. Yeah. Some nice Idaho potatoes on the backside.
My goodness.
Friday night, Saturday night. I was like, man,
goodness.
they up there like, we up here, you could come anytime.
That's
I said,
right.
all right, baby.
When's
Blessed
the
by the
next
best.
time you performing in San Diego?
Yeah.
I'll be down at San Diego Slam on the 14th this month, and then Phoenix on the 20th.
So 14th this month, they can check you out. How do they get tickets or whatever?
I know. Just show up to Queen Bee's in North Park. Line up. That line get long, so get there
Line
about
up.
7.
Yeah.
They doors open at 8. And while I'm at it, Rudy Francisco, he having a show there on the 11th. So you want to see Michael Jordan live and in person?
Like a Jordan.
There it is. Go check him out.
You been to Queen Bee's before?
Oh, come on, man.
Yes,
I
sir,
know what
man.
Queen Bees is.
I know you own. I know you own San Diego.
No, not at all. But big salute to all the poets doing their thing. Michael Jordan of of poetry. Preston, you know the brothers. You know what I mean. Joe, others. Man, we really starting to have the winning spirit, and spoken word. You know what I mean.
Yeah.
It's peace of mind. So
Exactly.
big love.
Appreciate it.
No. Is there any announcements other than what you've had that you want to say before we shut down?
I just appreciate all the love and support from the city of San Diego, Tulsa, everywhere. You supported Joe McClain, doing the good, the bad. I appreciate you so much. Hit the website, bring me to your city, book me, get the books, and Wakanda Forever, I'll be there Thursday night.
In all white.
In all white. At the good theater with the laid back seats where you can order a drink or two.
Right. There you go.
Yeah. You know we gonna surpass the quota up there, so you know they gonna have a little bit more security.
Beautiful.
9 o'clock that night, we sold out. It's gonna be all black.
In all white.
In all white.
Yeah.
And bring out the taters, ladies. Bring out the taters.
My goodness, man. Well, I guess that's a wrap with Knowledge to Currency.
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.